Good morning everyone, my name is Patty and it is my pleasure to share my study with you. And the topic of my study is the interactions among provision of information, customers' perception, and customers' satisfaction, a study of B&B and hotel industries in Nantou County. And there are three parts of my presentation: introduction, literature review, and finally is the methodology. And I subdivided my introduction into 4 parts: background of the study, statement of problems, purpose of the study, and research questions. The government announced the law of 2-day weekend in 1998. The leisure activity has become the new market to invest, while people acknowledge the importance of leisure activity. And as you can see, according to PBRC in 2009, the number of B&B industry has increased from the number of buildings has increased from 600 to over 2,600 in these 5 years. And the number of hotels has maintained around over 2,600. And here comes the statement of problems. According to Nasution and Mavando in 2007, managers' perception of customer value is different from what customer experience and customer value. The gap between hoteliers' perception and customers' perception could be a reduction in customers' satisfaction. The purpose of the study is to examine the interactions among provision of information, customers' satisfaction, and customers' perception of B&B and hotel industries. And here comes the research question. There are 2 research questions in the study. First, could these 3 factors, provision of information, customers' perception, and customers' satisfaction, be simultaneously interactive? And the second question is, could customers' satisfaction be an alternative channel of acquiring information? And here are 2 hypotheses. Hypothesis 1, provision of information has influence upon customers' perception. Hypothesis 2, customers' perception has influence upon customers' satisfaction. And now we are moving to literature review part. And I will introduce provision of information, customers' perception, customers' satisfaction, and provision of information versus customers' satisfaction, provision of information versus customers' perception. And final part is customers' perception versus customers' satisfaction. And here comes the definition of provision of information. Beatty and Smith divided the provision of information into 4 parts. First part is personal, for example, friends, relatives, or colleagues. Second, marketer dominated, for example, advertisements or promotions. Third, neutral, for example, third parties such as travel agents and travel guides. And experiential sources through direct contact with retailer. And according to John, information technology has rapidly developed, and accordingly online information search is increasingly important to both travelers and travel marketers. Thus, the study will focus on online information. People usually attempt to find information in their memory first, but if an internal information source does not provide sufficient information, they then go out and search for relevant information. And here's the definition of perception. Perceived value is customers' total purchasing experience through the process of comparing the quality, quantity, subjective factors, and objective factors. The implication for managers is that a better understanding of customers, their needs, and expectations would assist bridging the gap in perceptions of customer value. Definition of satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is physically achieved when the customer's needs and wants are fulfilled. Also, customer satisfaction as that when customers feel the advantages of the product and service, they were willing to pay the price. And here's the provision of information versus customers' perception. According to Zhang and Gu, the perceptions of tourists and hotel managers in the hotel industry differ due to differences in expectations of quality and service. And gaps might arise between expectation and actual performance, and differences between perception of the service by the service provider and service receiver. And here, the service provider means the owner or the manager of industries, and the service receiver means customers. And here's the provision of information versus customer satisfaction. Hotels may aim at conveying a specific image and raise a certain level of expectation. The hotel guests may perceive and interpret this differently. And Chen and Tsai claimed that perceptions of service quality and value affect satisfaction, and satisfaction furthermore affects loyalty and post behavior. And post behavior means that the customers may purchase the same product or they will visit the same place after their first time. And according to Chen and Chen in 2009, there are two dimensions of experience quality. One is perceived value and one is satisfaction. And behavioral intention will be influenced upon perceived value, and perceived value will have influence upon satisfaction.